Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Devil's Hour. I love that music. It reminds me of hidden object games. I love to play those. I haven't played them in a while though. I think I'm just gonna play a hidden object game after I finish this video. Come on, Hey, everybody, let's get started. Okay, first of all, what I would like to say is this. I am noticing that my videos are getting lower and lower and lower. I listened to my past videos, like videos from a week ago, and they are loud and clear. But since I've been talking about the situation with the client, you understand what I mean? YouTube has started to lower the volume on my videos. Why? I am not sure. I have gotten to the point I have to put the phone inside of my mouth. Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Hang on 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Now, what I want to hear from you all now is this, that I'm back. Can you all hear me loud and clear? Can everyone hear me loud and clear? Okay, you can. Is the volume loud enough? Because, like I said, when I go back and listen to the videos, it's like I faintly hear. This same phenomena happened to me when I was making music on YouTube. All of a sudden, I mean, the volume started getting lower and lower. I could go to others' channels, hear everything loud and clear when it came to their music, but my music, the volume began to get lower. Now, I want you all to understand that that is a part of the censorship, when they fall out of love with you for whatever reason, because we're not going to even try to discuss why. They began to manipulate the channels. All channels that are being censored are being manipulated here on these social media platforms. Okay. So like you will notice that thumbnails are not necessarily popping up. They're grayed out, in the if it does go through an algorithm, you'll find, that you're not necessarily seeing the thumbnail, other tactics they use, your chat won't be up until another 13 to 14 hours. If you're not censored, your chat goes up immediately, so I'm noticing little things about, YouTube social media platform. And another thing I noticed is that really YouTube is becoming like TikTok friendly. Like a lot of it's just like their advert. I'm not talking about the fact that we can upload TikTok videos. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that their TikTok advertisements are popping up on YouTube. And in addition to that, YouTube would just advertise the TikTok app, which is different because they were separate. They were not one and the same. So these are some changes that I've noticed. So I'm assuming that the people who are operating the algorithm for YouTube, they are now operating the algorithm for TikTok. The TikTok app has been trashed intentionally. They've invested billions in an app, which is very odd, so that they can sabotage that app. Lots of people are not getting paid the monies they used to get paid on TikTok. So it's like I say, it was all deliberate. You understand what I mean? So they figure if they take the creators' monies from them, then guess what? Oh, you'll gravitate back to Facebook. See what I mean? The oldest trick in the book, you'll gravitate back to YouTube to restore the integrity of these apps as they had began to fail and fade under the what's the word for that? The domination of TikTok. So, I do see another app in the making. I can see where ByteDance will probably come up with another app to give America, you understand, these billionaires, and gazillionaires run for their money. They're gonna want to buy it too. So there's new apps popping up. Where am I spending my time at? I am still on TikTok watching it fade just like I did MySpace. So eventually, is they what in other words, they're willing to spend billions. These billionaires are willing to spend billionaires, billions. I'm sorry, to destroy the app. It's a lot of people think it's about making money. Oh, they want to cash in on the cow and get that money. That's not what it is. You see what I mean? Since they could not make ByteDance go away, you understand? They were willing to what? Buy it out, and ByteDance became what? A sellout. You understand? I heard that they still own so much of a portion of that app. ByteDance does. But the majority of it is owned by Oracle. But at any rate, we're moving in another direction. You understand? You're gonna go broke trying to find a way to silence, you understand, the American people. You see, at this point, there is no relief from what is coming. You understand? And it's coming full force for billionaires. They will have the opportunity to see what it is like to be at the bottom. Like I say, where one empire is falling, another one is what? Building its way up. And this is what we're in the middle of. I want to talk about a few things, and then I want to get into it with the charms. Not get into it, but I want to discuss the charms. But it's a lot of events that are occurring, and I want to be real clean about it and sort of discreet because, like I say, another part of the censorship on my channel, I used to be able to play music. I can't play music anymore. Y'all already know it because I get the same people that come that have heard me talked about it. So you all won't be able to hear me play like the hottest hits or the hits from the past or whatever. I had to go to a social media platform that will allow you to play their music without you getting copyright strikes and stuff like that. So that's what you'll hear from now on. But I mean, like, I've been here for years. Like, this channel's like 10 years plus, and I still get the same people that come that have heard me talked about it, And I've always played, the latest hits or whatever with no repercussions. But at this particular point now, they're singling me out, and we already know why. Um, Also, I wanted to talk about the fog. I have very few people in here. Um, do Have you all encountered any of the fog? Have you all encountered the fog? Well, there's a lot of interesting things that are in the fog. Okay. We can't necessarily talk about it here because we know what happens to a video or a channel, as they are really heavily watching my content more than ever. And this is why I know at this particular point, you understand, I'm on it. If they just allow you to get out there and you getting all these views, you're no threat to them. But when they have almost singled you down to just the bare bones of content which that you can share without getting flagged, or whatever, or getting flagged, I don't know. You know where you stand, and you really are on to something. I really want to talk about that fog. You know what I mean? So let me tell y'all something. Now, y'all notice that videos come down immediately. That's me. That is not YouTube. I had somebody to call me all the way from Africa. And they said, Mama, they taking your videos down. No, that's me. I'm taking the videos down, okay? Now, this is what I want, because it's not about views anymore. One time it was like, you know what I mean? I was getting like a thought, which wasn't much, what probably wasn't much for many, you know what I mean? Because many get more than that. I was getting about 1,500 to 1,600 views a week. And, but I don't have to put 10 or 15 minutes in it. But now they've cracked down severely. And this is why, you all are seeing me come a little bit more often. But this is what I plan on doing. When you see those videos come down, don't fret. I am uploading them to Patreon. Okay. So you can still watch the video later on if you want to. All you have to do is become a Patreon member. It costs absolutely nothing. If you want to see the videos, the live streams over again after I take them down, become a Patreon member. So far, I have 70 some plus members on Patreon. It's free access for those who want to support me and have access to other videos, and they're only for paid members. Then come aboard. As little as $1 to however much more you would like to donate monthly to my content, you can come aboard. Go to Mother Wisdom Tree on Patreon and become a member. It's up to you. If you want to be a free member, great. All of these live streams will be free. Okay? For all of the Patreons that decide to come in under free membership. Okay? Now, the ones that are paid are not going to be on YouTube. Okay? There will be content that is exclusive to paid members. Okay? So, don't worry about it. If you say, oh, Mama, where's the video? Follow me on Patreon. And that gives me the ability to be able to, I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable just leaving the video up, live streams anymore. I don't, you know what I mean? It's a lot of people I don't want to hear it. People who want to exploit it. You understand? Piggyback, those type of things. I'm going to force them to become members if they want to see more on Patreon. So if you miss a live stream, you understand, you can always check your free membership on Patreon. So what's in that fog? Ooh, well, I tell you what. And you just never know. They may just decide to flag you, because if you get flagged, it's something in there that they don't want you to know about, and it's got to be true. You understand? There's certain things you can't even say, baby. You say that C word, honey. Just say that word. It's just like it is against the law. It is against the internet's law on social media platforms to say that word. And so that right there lets me know that it's something very sinister that is going on. Look, y'all, we're getting ready to see some incredible changes. Incredible changes. Things that you would have never have fathomed on the way, as we're dealing with a dictator at this time. I can't even say the name because I might get flagged for that. A dictator who has confiscated the leader of another country. In addition to that, at this particular point, it may be more than I can imagine at this point, but the only thing I can imagine now is what I read, but it could be more. 5 oil rigs has been or have been confiscated from Venezuela to the U.S. Did you hear me? 5 oil rigs of crude oil. No, they do not belong to, I'm going to say us or the U.S., whichever one. No, they don't. But they are sanctions. That's what it said. This is just how broke these billionaires are at this particular point. And that's another reason I prefer to do what I'm going to do, put my stuff over there on Patreon. That's another reason, because I can say what I got to say, complete a video, and hide it. Even though it'll be over there to be watched. But I know my paid members are not going to mess with nothing. So, Greenland is a good security area. They make a great security area. The dictator has said so. Get ready for more action. I never could have imagined that 2026 could be like that. Be radiation prepared or radioactive prepared. Be ready for radioactive incidents. Did y'all hear me? Be prepared. And I only got one gas mask, but I got other people depending on me, so I need to get them one too. You need gas mask. You just never know. There should be, and get multiples if you can afford it. You understand? Maybe you should have one in your car, riding around, and one in your house. You understand? Have your gloves. Have your plastic. Not, I was going to say blastic. Have your plastic ready to go over your windows and doors. People say, oh, that's not going to protect you from radiation, but it's better than having nothing at all. What's in the fog? Be radioactive prepared, okay? If something was to ever happen, clean your bodies off thoroughly. Wash your bodies thoroughly if an accident is to happen. Do not consume food or water that has been exposed. Do not eat the shrimp. Leave the shrimp alone. They've already said something was in it. Radiation is what they said. These are sources, YouTube. Okay? I must let you all know that. Do not eat the shrimp. Okay? Now, I felt like I needed to say that. Now that I've said that, I'm going to go on straight into this video. I'm very intrigued with the CHARMS now after seeing what the potentials are. They have great potentials. After doing the research on that particular client for 4 years, seeing the house and the car, new cars and houses for like a person with bad credit be able to jump hoops with them charms and dolls. She got dolls, she got charms, and she's got jewelry. I know beyond the shadow of a doubt, you understand, that they are very effective and they do work. Because guess what? I've seen them in action for myself. I was able to purchase, you understand, the temple. Hello? With these charms and jewelry. Hello? But I'm going to keep up my end of my agreement when it comes to their care. I'll never neglect them unless I am not able to care for them anymore. I'm slipping away and gone or whatever, then I can't do it no more. You understand? I've heard all kind of stories about the charm. You understand? Some of them good, some of them bad, huh? Some of them good is the relationship was beautiful between the two and they did follow the instructions. Them that's bad are those who were ignorant and hard headed. Okay? Can I talk about this? Hands on heritage. Okay. Charms, mojos, and charged jewelry in the Southern hoodoo tradition. Now I'm talking directly into my device like I'm on the phone with another person, hoping that I can get more clarity, you understand, and more volume. Okay. The old ways living still. Listen. You all gonna hear me talk about these charms more and more and more because I am more than intrigued at this point in my life. I feel like it's nothing that I cannot obtain. There's nothing that well, let me put it like this right here. Can't nobody tell me I can't obtain what the fuck I want with these charms. And she has unleashed a beast. Because I was just looking at her life. I'm like, God, you gonna throw your stuff? You got all what? You come in agreement with me and got all of this? Oh, buddy. I'm gonna be y'all get ready for all these videos that are gonna be coming to you by these charms. The old ways living still. Rooted, not romanticized. In hoodoo, especially southern rooted hoodoo, nothing is symbolic just to be symbolic. Power is practical. It's worked. It's handled. It's prayed into existence with intention and relationship. I'm working on another latest charm right now. These women getting these charms, man, and they around here kicking ass. They kicking ass with these charms. I'm going to the other channel because there's some other things that I need to discuss with you all. So when we talk about charms, and then we got to realize that, I hate to say it, don't get offended if you're white here. Don't get offended. Please don't. But a lot of people, you understand, and I'm not talking about any of my my subscribers here, but I may just be talking about people who are the administrators on these platforms. They're not too happy. And it just not may not just be a thing, a color thing. It could just also be a gender thing. A lot of people are not happy to see African Americans, as they call them, black people of any race. I mean, of any culture or country starting to embrace spirituality more than hugging it in these recent moments than ever. They're not too happy. I mean, they fear, they are afraid, they don't know what's coming. So people like myself, who's like tooting his horn, like, hey, come get your charms. They may not be too happy about that, and especially hearing about the the power of these charms. They don't quite know what's going on. You understand? But they do see the potentials. So when we talk about charms, mojo hands, and charged jewelry, we're not talking about aesthetics. that spirituality or trend based magic. We're talking about survival technology, portable spiritual tools created by people who needed protection, luck, money, healing, justice, and favor in a world that did not offer them guarantees. Did y'all hear that? Old ways. Yeah. Back in the day when they was pulling your grown son out the house, or maybe your small 5-year old out the house and then accusing them of doing a crime they didn't do. What was you gonna do? They needed spiritual protection. They needed these charms. Some of these charms may have been something carved out of a cow's horn or a goat horn, a little object to carry around that was prayed over once again. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Ghost, or God the Mother, God the Daughter, God the Holy Ghost. Prayed over and anointed, and was carried in the pockets to protect them as they walked around in dangerous places, in the woods, in the swamps, not knowing if they was going to come back home or not. Hello? Protecting their land, wanting to make sure that when they put their meat in the smokehouse, they was going to go and find it when the meat was cured. Did you understand that? If the meat was stolen out of the smokehouse, or the smokehouse was set afire out of maliciousness, greed, and thievery, guess what? The family would have passed on starvation. These practices come from the hands of enslaved Africans, freed people, field workers, midwives, gamblers, preachers, conjure women, and root doctors. They used what they had, trusted what worked, and passed it down quietly. This is the old ways. Not old as in outdated, but old as in tested, proven, and still breathing. I notice when I talk about this charm, my volume goes down on my video. So if y'all notice that, y'all can hear loud and clear now. And I want y'all to go back and listen to it when I put it up on Patreon and see if my voice is still loud and clear. What a charm really is, because y'all need to know, once again, the old ways mindset. A charm in hoodoo is not a decoration. It is a job assignment. A charm is a deliberately constructed container of power designed to do something specific. Every component has a reason for being there. Nothing is random, and nothing is included just because it looks nice. Hoodoo operates through sympathetic logic, what some call like attracts like, but it goes deeper than that. A lodestone, I'm hoping y'all know what that is, doesn't symbolize attraction. It does attraction. It does attraction. A railroad spike doesn't represent force. It remembers force. A high John root doesn't suggest confidence. It carries the spirit of overcoming. Materials are chosen not just for folklore meanings, but for their behavior, history, and spirit memory. Rust carries age and endurance. Copper conducts. Silver cools and reflects. Dirt from a courthouse carries judgment. Dirt from a doorstep knows who comes and goes. Dirt from a hospital heals and cures. In the old ways, materials already know how to work. The root worker's job is to introduce them to the task at hand. Breathe, voice, and prayer bringing the charm to life. A charm is not active just because it's assembled. It becomes alive through breath, the spirit wind from your body, voice, spoken command or prayer, attention, focused intention. Breathing on a charm, whispering into it, smoking it with tobacco, or praying psalms over it isn't superstition, it's animation. In hoodoo, your breath carries authority. Your voice carries command. Your prayer gives permission. This is why mass produced charms without spiritual interaction often feel flat. They lack the most important ingredient, relationship. Charms as meeting places for spirit. Charms are not just objects, they are agreements. When you work with a root, stone, coin, or personal concern, you are saying, work with me, and I will carry you. A birth year coin links the charm to your life path. Hair, handwriting, or scent links it to your body. Roots link it to natural forces older than you. The charm becomes the place where your need meets spiritual assistance. The mojo hand, your silent partner in the world. I'm hoping y'all got mojo hands if you call yourself hoodoo spiritualist. If charms are tools, the mojo hand is a companion. I carry mine around me all day long in my bag. Can I tell y'all a story? Long time ago, something happened, and I'm not going to tell y'all what happened. To make a long story short, I had a cop to harass me. He came up upon me. Now, what had happened is this: my daughter and my son-in-law were in a car. Okay, I left my pocketbook in there, and I was walking with my daughter. Okay, this was in the night. I was walking with my daughter. We're not gonna tell you why. So I had a cop. I had to ask the cop for something. It was something that was missing. Cop said, "What you doing walking out here this time of night?" And he just all of a sudden got real ugly. And my daughter was underage. She was like 16. She was still young. She was not of age. So I was protecting over my daughter. And he said, "I'm gonna call for where's your car parked? I'm going to call for backup." We don't know what was coming from him. what was coming out of him, but the devil was in this man. He said, I'm calling back up now. All of a sudden, backup did come. And it was crazy. It was about 5 cop cars pull up. And we didn't know what was going on. We heard that you are disturbing the public this time of the night. We're going to get you for disorderly conduct. All of a sudden, my daughter and my son-in-law drives the car up, gets out, and hand me my bag. Inside my bag was my mojo. And y'all already know what was in it. Suddenly, all of those men faces dropped. When they looked at me, it was like they saw a ghost. They were afraid. Then my daughter said, all of y'all need to go home and let us continue to do what we do. It was like they was trying to put a curfew on us, like we was not able to be walking there in the night, like it's against the law. You know what I mean? Their faces dropped. And I could tell that charm took precedence over them. And I was like telling her, be quiet. Don't say none of these people because I don't want them to hurt you. You know what I mean? To all of those cops surrounding me, they didn't speak another word. I said, well, okay. Now that the shenanigans are over, I'm on my way home. I got in my car, my son-in-law's car, and we drove off. They was standing there looking perplexed. I don't know what that bag did to them. I never go anywhere without my bag. Hello, a mojo hand. Okay, we're talking about mojo hands. Okay, hand. These are the names that they are called. Your companion. Once again, a mojo hand. A hand. Like when I have people to come over to the temple, where's your hand? Some of them don't know what I'm talking about. A Toby. A Gregory. This is the heart of hoodoo conjure work. The mojo is a portable altar. A mojo hand condenses an entire working into something you can carry discreetly. Inside, you'll typically find a petition paper, written, folded, prayed over. Roots and curious selected for a specific goal. Minerals or curios for reinforcement. Personal concerns to tie it to you. Conditioned oils or powders to seal the work. Y'all, I put animal bones in mine too. And by the way, this makes the mojo a living altar, one that stays close to your body, absorbs your energy, and moves through the world with you. A lot of people will put their partner's hair in the bags too. So that's another thing to consider because they can be used also for love as well as money and protection and all of these things. That's why placement matters. Pocket, you can put it there. Your bra, women, tied at the waist. In Tennessee, they call those nation sacks. Kept near the bed. It stays within your energetic field. That's what mine is right now with me. It's sitting there. I don't go nowhere without it. Feeding the mojo. Maintenance, not superstition. Okay? A mojo is not set it, forget it. It is fed because relationships require upkeep. Power needs reinforcement. Attention keeps spirit awake. Feeding may include whiskey, conditioned oil, tobacco smoke. I keep a pouch of tobacco in my bag, y'all. Breath and prayer. And this is something that should be done all often. As far as, if you're going to smoke, give your bag some smoke, give your bag, some whiskey, like a libation. The conditional oil should be done weekly. Weekly. This isn't about appeasement, it's about communication. You're reminding the mojo what its job is and acknowledging its work. A fed mojo stays alert, an ignored mojo goes quiet. The mojo as a guardian, magnet, or shield. Mojo hands are often made for protection, attraction, money, love, and luck, influence. I never will forget, I had a, what you call a B actor, you know, and a lot of people may not, those people who, which they're getting popular now, they're for B movies. People, actors and actresses that are, they are actually in those movies, B movies and stuff like that, which you can find a lot of the, at the time, B movies weren't as popular on mainstream media, but now that mainstream media has become apps, like your major apps that carry these B movie actors and actresses, like Netflix and Tubi TV, they carry them. So I had a B movie actor, and he wasn't getting many gigs and stuff, so we had him to carry that bag around for influence. Okay. You got road openings. Keep your road open and clear. Confusion or reversal, meaning that you may want to disturb your enemies. Rather than acting loudly, a mojo works subtly. It shifts timing, it redirects people, it nudges outcomes, it blocks what you never even see coming. Like that accident that was supposed to happen years ago that did not happen. Hello? A lot of people can thank their mojo. That's why it's called a hand. Hmm? Give me a hand. Hmm? It reaches ahead of you. Collaboration. Why shared work is stronger. This is where tradition meets modern practice in a powerful way. I don't believe in one sided conjure. Your spirit is the strongest ingredient. A root worker may provide knowledge, proper materials, preparation and cleansing, structure and guidance, but you provide life force, ancestral line, personal authority, real world intention. When you practice through prayer, consultation, providing concerns, or intentional choices, the work becomes anchored. A charm made with you is stronger than one made for you. Charged jewelry, adornment with purpose. Charged jewelry is hoodoo made wearable. rings, necklaces, bracelets, anklets. They serve as, and I would like to add the crowns too, spiritual armor, continuous prayer, portable charm containers. When collaborated on properly, materials are chosen for function. Design encourages frequent wear. Touch reinforces the charge. You don't want to put these things away and forget about them, remember? Even your jewelry. Always make sure you're handling them and giving them the life force, the heat from your body when you touch them. You understand? Never just let them just go and start collecting dust. This is not ordinary jewelry, okay? Daily life feeds the work. The more it is worn, the more it works. That's just like I have a copper cross around my chest. And when I pick it up, it's hot. You see what I mean? It's keeping it charged. It becomes part of your spiritual wardrobe, not something separate from your life, but woven into it. Writing the story together. Every charm has a story. Collaboration allows that story to be intentional. Why this metal? Why this root? Why this timing? Why this form? When intention is spoken, agreed upon, and built into the work, it becomes layered and resilient. That story stays with the charm and with you. The old ways aren't about nostalgia, they're about agency. Charms, mojo hands, and charged jewelry remind us that power can be carried, spirit can be partnered with. Give them names. Intention can be housed. Faith can be physical. These tools don't replace action, they support it. They don't remove responsibility, they strengthen resolve. If you carry a mojo or wear a charged piece, you're not passive, you're participating. So know these old ways aren't about superstition. And if you think they superstition, then go on back into the church and continue to do what you've been doing. Hello? You got faith in your Bible, that's fine. But you need to understand that you can have faith in yourself too. Hmm? Have faith in yourself. They're about relationship with spirit and ancestry, with intention, and with your own hand. Okay? If you're curious about collaborative work, whether mojo, charm, or charged jewelry, understand this. It's not just this, and this is not just a conversation. Okay? So y'all feel free if y'all want to drop some comments down here. Let me know if you all carry your own charm. Press 1 if you carry your own charm. You know what I mean? Or your own mojo. Got your own jewelry. Press 1. Press 2 if you don't. Because I just feel like in these days and times, the fact that so many people are turning to this type of work and wishing bad sickness, disease, and all manner of evil upon people, you do need these. Okay? It's just like packing a gun for protection. You understand? You somebody could be trying to shoot at you and everything, wind up shooting straight through the charm, charm catch the bullet. Hello? Okay, the next thing I'd like to talk about, if you all are interested, I didn't see anybody press one. But anyway, the next thing I would like to talk about, and like I say, these will be archived on Patreon. You will not be able to access this live stream on YouTube. Now, but there is another way that you can access this. I'm gonna let you know. Look, come to my Patreon or copy the link. How about that? Then you have continuous, access to it. But you will not just be able to just come to YouTube and say, let me see what's going on here. I want to go and listen to Mama's video again. Now, on my next channel, because I'm going to do another video, the part two, I'm gonna be focusing on feeding. Okay, I'm talking about feeding, and then eventually I'll talk about how to retire mojo. And I don't necessarily suggest retiring one or disposing of these charms and these bags. And you got to be very careful how you dispose of them, because, like it's just like a genie in a bottle. It's just like allowing access, allowing the spirit to access the realm. You're actually pulling into the physical world, maybe some spirits that have been locked up, chained, and bound for centuries. That's just like I talked to y'all about Auntie. Auntie was um Auntie was a very powerful woman, and some of the things that she knew, you understand, and that came to her in her experiences were like very mysterious. I would like to come up with another name, but I can't come up with nothing. There's things I've never heard of before. And you know, we there's a demiurge that actually owns us to some extent. And I got a lot to talk about, and I'm excited to know I'm gonna be able to talk about these things and then turn around and archive them, and they just won't be just, I don't know, it's just like I need to harness my energy. As the young lady says, she take back her energy without realizing there was a reciprocal agreement, without being, she's being selfish, not understanding that she was consuming my energy. You see what I mean? So, sometimes people can get kind of self-centered when they get things like, she get a new brand new house and everything, and then forgetting the very energy that she utilized minds and able to, that they enabled her to get what I get. When you get a practitioner, you got a practitioner that owns something, she's able to share with people how to obtain and own their own. Just like I want to, if I say, for instance, I want to go overseas, then I get with someone who's gone overseas. You know what I mean? And I need to understand that when I commission these people for their time, you understand that I'm utilizing their energy as they assist me to be able to go abroad and travel. So people need to understand this. But when you get so beside yourself because you're not used to having nothing, you can really dismantle everything you worked hard for. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do next. I want to talk about feeding, but I don't believe in retiring. I don't believe in disposing charms either. I mean, I would never dispose of mines, So that's something personal. If someone have a reason why I have charms here that are now like 16 and 17 years old, and they have not been disposed of. Okay. So I think that's where I want to go next. And then I want to talk about the petition that you're going to uh, fold and put inside of your charm bag. You know what I mean? And you can have multiple charm bags. You don't have to have just one. You can have multiples. So what I do because I had a charm bag that I'm making now. I call them charm bags. Some people call them mojos, but I call them charm bags because I fashion a charm from my hands. Being that I'm an artist, that's a blessing. That's a talent that has been given to me to be able to actually make these. You know what I mean? To make jewelry, I mean, it makes it even more or authentic. Um, oh, and I wanted to tell you all, I do make genies. So I'm gonna be getting some stuff on the website if y'all interested, cause people finna come into some money. I see it now. Money coming. So I'm gonna make one of the most elaborate genies. I have a lady that got a genie, and I helped her. And we ain't gonna even talk about it, but just I ain't getting into it because a lot of people they are watching it. But I made her genie, and I said, listen, do not open this under no circumstances unless your back is pinned against the wall. Because once you let it out, it's be hard to get it back in there. So, I'm making magical genies. I have a magical genie right now as we speak of. I deconstructed it because I got to do it over again. I got to be honest when I talk. Hail to honesty. I'm going to make it over again, but anyway, so she said it came to the point as we was doing work. She said, "Mom, I had to open it." She said, "I opened it. I opened it." So what I suggest, and I don't know who else you can get these magical genies but me. But if you want to get a magical genie for me, they will be on the website. I'm gonna do small ones and large ones, you know what I mean, and medium ones, just different sizes or what have you. She had a small one. I suggest that when you have these genies, first of all, before you let them out of the bottle, you have to build a relationship with them. Okay, you got to be able to trust them. They got to be able to trust you. I don't know. Press one if y'all want me to go continue to talk about the magical genie, or do y'all want me to just do that in a separate video? Because what I'm going to be doing, my teachings now are going to be on charms. It'll be warming up soon, y'all. So if it's the great mother's will and nothing happened, I will be going to my front porch. I love to do front porch stories. And I noticed y'all loved it too. Y'all get ready as Aunt Jemima comes forth. A lot of people, they think that there's something negative. You understand? At one time, Aunt Jemima's statues were everywhere, and people would buy them to break them because they wanted to get away from the stereotype of seeing the so-called mammy, the big black woman with her head wrapped or what have you. But we got to realize that's Mama Wata. Understand? That's Mama Wata. And a lot of other powerful feminine energies that the man, not all men, the men are afraid of or intimidated by. She was the one that breastfed all the babies. The reason why a lot of folks is alive, other folks couldn't breastfeed the baby. Guess what? She breastfed, meaning she suckled the nation. She fed the nation. She comforted the nation. She protected the nation. That's a very powerful figure, and they have denigrated her importance by stereotypes, by shame, and everything. But I honor Aunt Jemima. You understand what I mean? Because that's my grandma. That's my great grandma. That's my great, 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 great grandma. Hello? She's the reason I am here to speak with you right now. You understand? And at this point, I'm her representative. And she's got other representatives too. We're not afraid or ashamed of what people got to say about our Aunt Jemima, our mother. Okay? Okay, now. Uh-huh. Now, Frank and Nicole, you gotta tell me why I told y'all to say one about, cause the genie, the genie. Hey, don't I think I want to talk about the genie on the next video, y'all, cause it's gonna be long winded, and I think an hour is just a little bit too long. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out, and you all can watch it on Patreon or copy the link and put it in your notes, your Samsung notes, Apple notes. Copy the link. You'll be able to continue to watch it, or visit me on Patreon. I am Mother Wisdom Tree. Okay, 9. I'll see you on the next channel. Okay.